being due deciding the presidential primary. A ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court means votes for former President Donald Trump will count. In a unanimous decision, the High Court rejected an attempt by some Colorado voters to disqualify Mr. Trump because of his actions on January 6th.
It's a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs.
Your political specialist, Sean Boyd, has been covering this case, of course, from the start.
Well, Sean, this ruling here not only impacts Colorado, right?
It shuts the door on dozens of similar challenges to Trump's eligibility. The court's opinion, a stinging rebuke of the Colorado Supreme Court, which said Trump couldn't run for president because he'd engaged in an insurrection, while the justices disagreed on exactly what it would take to keep an insurrectionist off the ballot. All 9 said states do not have the power to disqualify a federal candidate for office.
They don't deserve to sit on that bench if they can't have courage.
Norma Anderson, a former Republican state senator and the lead petitioner in the case, accused the court of making its decision based on fear, not facts.
I think they were afraid.
Afraid of Trump's supporters and what they would do.
Yep.
If they didn't rule in his favor.
I really do.
The lawsuit hinged on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which bars oath-breaking insurrectionists from holding office. The justices didn't touch the insurrectionist question. Their ruling confined to who could enforce Section 3. States may disqualify persons holding or attempting to hold state office, the majority said, but they have no power to enforce Section 3 with respect to federal offices, especially the presidency.
But they said this is not a power that was delegated to states.
We run the elections, pardon me.
But the justices said deciding the manner of elections is not the same as deciding qualifications for federal office. Section 3, they noted, was meant to limit, not expand, the power of states to elect Confederates to office after the Civil War. Given that context, 3 of the justices wrote, it would defy logic for Section 3 to give states new powers to determine who may hold the presidency. What's more, the court said, state-by-state enforcement of Section 3 would result in a chaotic patchwork that could nullify the votes of millions and change the election result. But the 3 liberal justices said the majority opinion went too far in requiring congressional legislation to enforce Section 3, saying there may be other means of federal enforcement. Anderson worried about the message the opinion might send.
What it does is give more power to the people to do more insurrections.
And the 3 liberal justices said by requiring congressional legislation to disqualify an alleged insurrectionist, the majority opinion essentially protects those individuals from challenges to their eligibility. They said the case cried out for judicial restraint, and the majority failed in that regard. Justice Barrett agreed, saying the writings of the court should turn the temperature down, not up. But they did emphasize on the main point of whether Colorado could kick Trump off the ballot. They all unanimously agreed it couldn't.
All right, Sean, thank you.